From a reader's perspective,
Yeah.
I haven't read any ebooks, but somebody at LTUE had a unfavorable opinion of ebooks in general,
Okay.
and I think it was a she, but in any case, they I can't remember who it was, but
50-50 chance.
yeah.
Actually, slightly better chance, technically. That is a she.
In any case, she said that without the filter of a publishing company and the editor, that there's a lot of amateur, low-quality books.
There are a ton. That, however, should not, it is saturated with low quality stuff. However, that's like saying, you know, that, again, most of the fish that you're going to see are inedible. Yes, they are, but they're still good ones. And it's the same thing with self-publishing. You've got an uphill battle, but it is not necessarily, it's not a good idea to correlate the fact that a lot of amateurs are self-publishing, therefore only amateurs self-publish. That's a logical fallacy. There are some good people doing good work in the self-publishing field, but the issue is, if you go to a New York publisher, they are filtering out most of that stuff. They are still going to publish some stuff you're going to think is just like terribly low quality. Most of it's not hitting the bookshelves. I would say that the self-publishing world probably has a similar level of quality in a lot of its books, except all the stuff that normally would be ejected is also getting published. And so it creates a really, really big field full of, yeah.
Are there things you can do as a self-publisher that make you either more or less attractive to
A New York
an
publisher?
industry publisher?
Right now, basically a lot of the stigma is gone. If you sell a certain number of copies, that's all they care about. It used to be if you could sell 2,000 copies in print, then they paid attention. I would say now the big thing is a lot of self-publishing people are being like, #1 Amazon bestseller, which they're really not. They put their book at free and they hit #1 in, you know, fiction, mystery and suspense, books about boathouses, #1 for like an hour. Because they had a marketing blitz where like 5 of their friends bought it. And that's, you want to stay away from saying your book like this, but if you were to write a publisher and say, I've priced my book at $2.99 and I sold 10,000 copies in 3 months, they would pay attention. I guarantee it. Your sales rate has to back that up on Amazon, but they would pay attention if you were doing that. It's all going to come down to numbers with that. And it could be, a lot of people think the way it's going to go, you're next, I'll get you. A lot of people think the way it's going to go is that it's going to go that way. The publishers will start looking for the people who are successful there. They will come and offer them advances in marketing budgets and a skilled team in exchange for part of their royalty. And the fact that Amanda Hocking went with a New York publisher, despite making millions as a self-publisher, is still pretty telling. But Joe Conrath would never go back, and he's making 6 figures pretty handily with his writing. So there are arguments on all sides, but it is flooded with a lot of subpar material. So that's it's losing its stigma as something, you know, but it's still gaining a stigma of, wow, there's just a lot of crap in there. How do I know yours isn't? But again, in entertainment, you basically have that uphill battle anyway. A lot of people say, oh, I read some of that fantasy stuff and it was all terrible. Why is yours going to be any better?
I was just going to ask, are there certain markets that are that have a higher percentage of readers that have ebook readers?
Yes, it's a good question. I should have mentioned that. Generally, selling the best right now tend to be the short, quick thriller style books or the short, quick romance style books. And you can put those in any genre. Amanda Hocking was quick urban fantasy teen romance, I believe. Joe Conrath is the quick thrillers. I could be wrong on that.
How many words are those?
I haven't actually bought one to count the words, but I tried to look and guess based on kilobytes, and they looked like they were about 80,000 was kind of the sweet spot. They may be a little shorter. You could email Joe and ask him, or you could get one of his books or something like that. I don't know how, but it seems like the short, quick books are really selling much better, and romance is really dominating with thrillers second behind. I haven't seen epic fantasy doing very well, but that's probably because of this problem. Epic fantasies take so long to write. You can't, it's hard to generate a lot of buzz. There are some people who are trying. Moses Sigridar is a nice guy I've met several times, and he's trying really hard to do it with epic fantasy. I don't know what level of success he has had yet, but yeah, yeah.
I think he said he broke 2,000.
2,000 sales?
Yeah.
That's good. That's really solid. He's pricing his at 99 cents, isn't he? Yeah.
He dropped it down, yeah.
And so that's actually pretty solid. But you can see in Epic Fantasy we haven't yet had a big breakout, I don't believe, in the self-published world. You know, I sold 50,000 of the so far of the Infinity Blade book, which was ebook only. But I also had Epic Games, you know, Unreal Engine, doing the marketing on that. So that's not really self-published. I haven't done one where I'm completely self-published yet. So I want to try a novella and see what I can see where it goes, so I can have some better numbers.
Would you do that for Alcatraz 5?
No, Tor wants Alcatraz 5, so I will probably do a bookstore release of Alcatraz 5. Plus, I don't think the middle grade kids are reading ebooks. Teens are, but the middle grade kids aren't. So middle grade would be a bad market right now for doing ebook self-published. Teens are fine, older teens in particular. Older teen romances, yes. Okay? All right, we are going to have to go to writing groups. So someone write down back there contracts and getting a good agent, because we'll do that in our next business one. We'll come back next week and do more writing style stuff, and then we'll do another business the week after, so we keep